At the end of May, Mississippi lawmakers returned for a special session to finalize the state's budget after failing to reach an agreement during the regular session. The result? A more conservative budget. For years, Mississippi's budgets were decided behind closed doors over a single weekend during the session. Speaker Jason White and the House leadership changed that by demanding an open public process. Speaker White's commitment to transparency has paid off. When Governor Tate Reeves called the special session, he urged fiscal restraint. This matters because Mississippi's general fund has grown far faster than inflation since 2020. Lawmakers listened, passing a $7.1 billion budget, a modest increase from last year, and one of the most fiscally responsible budgets in recent years. The big spend items are $3.3 billion for education, $1.4 billion for transportation, and $431 million to try to improve our dysfunctional prison system. Speaker Jason White was right all along. When lawmakers decide the budget in public through a proper process, they're more careful with our money. Sunlight truly is the best disinfectant. One subplot to the budget saga merits a bit of attention. Some Senate members made a misguided attempt to try to cut basic funding for the State Auditor's Department, hindering its ability to function. This echoed attempts made by leftist politicians in Washington, D.C. to block DOJ from auditing federal funds. Every conservative in Mississippi should applaud the House for standing firm and restoring the state auditor's funding. The auditor can continue to investigate misuse of public funds. Why would any politician scheme to block the auditor from scrutinizing tax dollar spending? Did they really think they could do so and not look ridiculous? If Homer Simpson did political strategy, I doubt he'd make that mistake. It's political positioning 1.0. Restraining public spending matters in Mississippi for several reasons. First, all of those efforts to eliminate the income tax over the coming years will amount to nothing unless we continue to maintain a budget surplus. The budget passed is going to maintain a modest surplus and sets a precedent that puts us on the road to actual income tax elimination. Second, if Mississippi's economy keeps growing at a rate of 3 or 4% a year, and the budget only grows by 1 or 2% a year, the size of the private sector in Mississippi will grow relative to the overall economy. This is the only way to lift Mississippi over the next generation from being one of the poorest states in the Union to becoming one of the richest. Perhaps the most significant thing about this year's budget isn't just that it was fiscally restrained. It was decided openly and transparently. The days when billion-dollar decisions could be made by a handful of good old boys in the Capitol in private are coming to an end. A new generation of leaders is emerging in our state who not only support pro-growth policies, they aren't willing to keep doing politics like it's 1960-something.